Hi, I'm TJ.
What's up? How are
Nice to meet you. How do you say your name again?
you? Sep?
Sep.
Yeah, like September without the timber.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Sep,
yeah,
nice
yeah.
to meet you. Hi,
Nice
sir.
to meet you too.
And who do we?
This is Kobi.
Hi, Kobi. And hi, sir. How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
Good. All right. So I was going over the training list, and for the most part, we'll be able to work on everything during the stay.
Okay.
I want to try to make as much progress on certain things that like priority wise for you guys, and I know that can be difficult, especially with like the potty training, because the good part is I'll be able to supervise and like correct them when they're about to have an accident inside,
Okay.
and then get them to kind of redirect to go outside, and then we'll work on either touch or something to kind of touch or bark to signal.
Okay.
Right. We'll try to get those behaviors in, and then the other thing was the off-leash walking and things like that. Because of like leash laws, I know it's really popular for a lot of the e-collar places to have that, and it looks really nice. We usually do positive reinforcement training first, but if you wanted me to or needed to make more progress later on, if we have time, then I can at least start it and go over it. But the way that I do it, the standard way is they will just use a static correction when the pup gets too far or when they're not paying attention to you, right? And what I usually do is I start with like just the tone and getting them to redirect me after they hear it for a treat or reward or things like that. So I'm not really forcing her, right? But it depends on the dog too. Some pups need harsher corrections or harder redirects. Some will learn to listen, with a toy or a ball or anything. So I'll just evaluate that while I'm working with her. And it's the same with the recall too, luckily. So those two kind of go hand in hand together. And we want to try to get her at least walking nicely on leash, right? Like a good loose leash walking. Let's see, what else was it on that list?
His biting is like he nips a lot, like at least with me especially.
Okay.
And I think part of it is because when he was like younger, I would.
The biting and the food manners. Right?
Yeah, and he got into cat food last night, so he had diarrhea this morning.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I'll keep an eye on that.
He ate all the cat food last night.
So usually what we do for diarrhea cases, what the vet recommends usually is to just dry stomach for 24 hours, giving them access to some water and, probably definitely some treats too, because we're going to need to start, tonight or tomorrow anyways. But try to keep intake down to a minimum, let everything kind of process out and reset, and then try feeding him or mixing in some rice too to help solidify things on his next meal. But I'll keep you guys updated on that. We want to make sure that, especially if he's not potty trained, that's going to be like the first priority today, is just to kind of keep an eye on him and to be available to give him as many walks as he may need to.
He does. So like we take him out in the morning, so he'll pee when he's out.
That's good.
And like I said, he'll poop usually when he's out, especially when we take him to the dog park. He'll run around a little bit and then go.
Okay. So he's gotten some good habits.
Yeah, and he usually goes for his poop like twice a day.
Okay.
It's usually after he ate his meals, it's been thrown off a little bit, because, I don't know, we've gone on a trip, 2 trips with him, so I don't know if that throws routine off. But yeah, he does go outside. The problem is, like, she doesn't let you know, and then he does have a lot of accidents. Like, last night, when he had diarrhea, he went twice in the house,
Yeah, that one's going to be an exception. So, let's see, when he bites you, let's go back to that real quick. Is it because, like, he's trying to get your attention, or is he trying to, like, play with you during the biting?
Yeah. It's like
usually trying to play, but if he wants attention, he'll bite too.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he wants me to play with him, or he's bored, and usually, like, what I try to do is I'll get a bone or something he likes to play with.
There you go.
And I'll give that to him, and he'll get distracted with that.
Okay.
But if I don't, or I'll take him out so he can run around or walk or whatever. But if I don't, like, he'll keep biting.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Or when I'm working, I work from home, he'll like bite at my ankles.
Okay.
So I can like pick him up. He likes to be held when I'm working. So.
Gotcha. And while you're working from home, is he in like a separate room or something that you can't like kind of supervise him, or is it because your job has kind of gotten you focused while he's maybe, or does he like sneak out of wherever you are to go and potty?
Wait, could you repeat that? Sorry.
No, he
So-
usually doesn't do that. Like usually when he'll leave the room to go and potty when
Yeah.
he
Okay.
inside.
Yeah.
He doesn't really alert us or anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're like
And we think sometimes at night we think he wants us, so we keep going outside with him, and then he doesn't do anything.
Right.
Right.
and then we'll come in and 15 minutes later he'll do it.
Yeah. And this is after
Okay.
like an hour or two of taking him out. You know.
Gotcha. Yeah, potty training is hard because a lot of times we fall into that uncertainty trap, right? And it's kind of letting him out, and then he gets out and he doesn't actually have to go, or he gets distracted and starts running around and
Yeah,
playing
that's
like a
when
puppy.
he gets distracted easily.
And so
He'll
what?
just start sniffing things, or if there's like other pets, like he just.
So what I would usually do in those cases is just let him out and then back in. So if you think he has to go but he doesn't, and I'll do this back at during the training process and let you know how it goes, but normally what we would do is let him out, and then if he doesn't go, let him right back in. Okay, no lingering, no
Don't let him stay out
playtime.
there.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially if you think it's because he needs to go to the bathroom, that'll be important, right? And then if he doesn't go within like 5 or 10 minutes, just go back inside, keep
Okay.
an eye on it, keep the leash. And if he starts to, because right now for me, what it sounds like is he starts to drift or leave the area, then he might have to be redirected then, be like, oh no, let's go potty this way, right?
Okay.
That would be your cue or your signal. Most people would prefer a signal like the dog coming up to them and barking or giving them paw or hitting the door or something. But for him, right now, that's what he knows when he has to go potty, right? He's like, oh, I have to go potty. Let me go do this.
Yeah.
So we have to interrupt his flow because that's what his habit is right now. And then we have to interrupt it and then replace it with a new, better habit.
Yeah.
So as soon as he starts to drift, that's where you have to be there to supervise, right? To correct him and be like, hey, no. We're gonna go this way, and then do like the sit at the door and some touch or something, or speak to get a good potty routine down, and then we go outside, and then
Does his
once
job.
again, if he does it, great. If he doesn't, go back in, right? Keep the leash on, keep supervised. So that way, I pretty much just don't allow them to have an accident in the house,
Okay.
right? It's easy for me, right,
Yeah.
because I do this full time,
Constantly.
right? And the boarding room is one room, right? It's not huge, but it's not too small either. It's just the basement of the townhouses here, but it's got it's nicely separated for the pups if necessary. But I think this one being playful and the other pups being playful.
Yeah, he's really friendly. I mean, just the only part, like, he gets excited, and if it's a smaller dog, he'll try to like mount and jump. And, yeah.
That'll
but
be fun for
bigger
Miss
dogs,
Duchess.
He's more submissive, I think.
That's fine. I got a good mix right now. Most of them are leaving tomorrow, unfortunately, but it'll give us more time to just hang out with him. But he'll always still have at least one friend in the place, and
Yeah,
sometimes I have
he's
pups
really
over.
social. Yeah.
Be good. We'll go out and about. Hopefully the weather will stay nice like this too, because then another thing on the list. Oh, before I do that, sorry, getting sidetracked. So part of the reason why I asked if you're available to actually like supervise him when you're working from home is because that's a big difference between like watching a dog and being at home with them and just like being at home, but you're in the computer screen, you're on a call, you're not actually
You're
like
distracted.
you're not actually watching them.
Yeah.
Is the thing.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it is hard, especially when you're working.
Mhm.
And if you're in meetings, you can't just like get up and take him out or.
Gotcha. Is there any way that like you guys can tag team it? Like when she's working, he can supervise, and then when he's working, you can supervise? Or do you have any kids or any other family members or friends living with you?
It's just the two of us, but we probably could.
Maybe the two of us, we
Yeah,
could
we
probably
probably
cover
could.
a lot of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go. And
yeah.
it doesn't have to be perfect, but at least that'll help you guys, right? Because
Yeah.
a lot of times, and hopefully I'll get a good head start and get a good habit going. But a lot of the times, it's that consistency that's going to really make a difference. Like I said, every single time he wants to try to go to the bathroom inside,
Yeah.
he's going to get redirected and be like, no, we're going outside.
Yeah.
Right? Every single time. So he eventually is like, well, if I always have to go this way, I'm just going to start going this way,
Yeah.
right? And doing this.
I think
in
the hardest
bathroom.
part with him too is that most of his accidents happen overnight.
Okay.
So, right, is that right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like during the day, because we take him out and stuff, it doesn't tend to happen. It's overnight that
Okay. So what I would do in that case is I would try to adjust his feeding schedule,
Okay.
right? Maybe if he's having accidents, and I sleep with the dogs too, so I'll know around what time he gets up. But say, for example, we feed him at 6, and like, another 6 hours, 7 hours later or whatnot, he gets up at like 1 or 2 to go potty. Instead of feeding him at 6, maybe feed him earlier at like 3 or 4, and then take him out again to potty around like 10, and see if that helps through the night, right? Or do like a breakfast and lunch feeding, right? And cut out dinner time, so that way he's empty at night.
So he doesn't have it, yeah. And I mean, I typically feed him around like between 8 and 10.
Okay.
So I'm like,
that's pretty late, yeah. Usually these guys, they'll get fed around 6 to 7.
Okay. So
8 is on the late side. And I'll find what works best for you.
I mean, I can feed him sooner. I just that's what I've been doing for whatever reason. But I mean, I can adjust it to feed him sooner. Yeah.
I'll let you know.
It's not gonna be a problem. Yeah.
I'll let you know if it helps. The main thing, especially between you guys, is to once again get on the same page and be consistent with it, because then that's how you can find out like around how long it takes for him to actually need to go to the bathroom. Especially if you start feeding him at the exact same time every day, you'll start to notice those patterns more. And even if he misses a little bit, you'll have those outliers like, oh, I thought he had to go in like half an hour, but he had to go sooner. So next time what you would do is you would just adjust half an hour sooner to let him go and see if that helps, right?
Okay.
It's all about supervision and then making those adjustments, right? Because we don't want to overcorrect a dog when they're going potty, because then I've had issues before with clients. The dog purposefully doesn't want to go in front of them now because they're scared. So now even when you go outside to walk, she doesn't want to go in front of you. Yeah. Or they'll like kind of what he's doing now, but I think it's just for a different reason maybe. But they'll purposely try to hide, right, and go to a different room to go and have those accidents to avoid not getting yelled at.
Yeah, he doesn't. He actually has a spot. He'll usually like the one room he always goes to.
See, that's good. It goes back to that consistency. So like for me, if for example he's staying with me and I notice he keeps going to a certain corner to go, that's my trigger, right? Until we can make a new one.
Yeah.
And what you could do is either hang some bells around that area, put some bubble wrap on the floor, towards it or whatnot. Hopefully we won't need it by then.
Yeah.
But these are all like the thought processes of how I should try to like interrupt that thought when it's happening.
I don't know, but I think sometimes he also gets like stubborn. Like he wants to stay outside, and I think he knows that like if he goes, we'll take him in. So I mean, I don't know. Like I swear that's what he does sometimes. Like I know if I poop, I'm gonna go in, so I'm gonna like hold it in, and you guys will keep taking me outside.
Right, until he can't hold it.
Then,
Yeah, that's understandable too. And at that point, then you take him out, let him go to the bathroom, and then walk around for a little bit, 5 or 10 minutes, play with him, and then go back in, right?
Okay.
And there's all these little adjustments, especially when it comes to like huskies. There you go.
See, there's that bite,
Because they're so smart.
Yeah.
You have to just try to get ahead of them.
Yeah.
But go ahead and recreate that again if you can. I know it's gonna be painful.
Biting?
Yeah, but that way we can see. Right?
Yeah, no. But he usually does it with me. I mean, I have this is from him. I used to have a lot of bruises from him.
How old is he again?
He's 6 months. He'll be 7 on March 1st.
Okay, so that's pretty normal. And does he still have the sharp puppy teeth?
No, they're not as sharp, no.
Oh yeah, okay, that's good at least.
He's done his teething. Yeah.
Well, he's probably still teething, but he's
really?
at least dropped out all of his teeth.
He has.
Yeah.
'Cause I noted there was times I would walk and I would step on a tooth, and I was like, yeah.
And then sometimes too, they just some pups are just naturally more mouthy when playing than others, right? But what we need to do is we got to teach them not to apply too much pressure. Unfortunately for us, that's usually the job of their siblings and their parents. So, yeah, normally with puppies, right, they'll have their litter to kind of grow up with and play with. We usually take them a little, on the early side because everybody likes puppies, but they're sharp in the beginning, so that way they don't have to be as sensitive or that way they're more sensitive to when they apply pressure, and their siblings, when they play and they play fight, as soon as they bite down, they yelp
And
to
so
let
they
the
know.
other one know that, oh, that was too hard, right? And so if he didn't have that training figure, right, we have to make up for that, unfortunately, right? So you have to be
Part of
there.
the problem is when I know I did this, like he would bite and I would laugh, or I thought it was like cute, and you know, like, I was just like, but it's not
Right.
So then he like thought it's okay and fun, and
We always make accidental bad habits of our pups. It just ends up happening sometimes despite good intentions and everything. And a lot of that same behavior comes with the jumping. And we'll be able to practice that while we're out socializing and walking. So a lot of things we'll try to like combine as much as possible, because it's a pretty long list. But luckily, because he's just a puppy, a lot of it is pretty. He's smart. It's a lot of just like behaviors that he has just because he's young. It's not like I'm having to recondition or rehabilitate a dog that's been pulling for like 5 years or something like that. So hopefully we'll be able to make some faster progress with him. A couple things to try out real quick is, while he's distracted on the leash, just say his name once. I'll give whoever wants to go first, and then don't pull on the lead or anything, and just wait. I want to see what his name reactivity is like, just because he said they had a different name later.
Kobi.
Okay, so completely gone, and we'll let Dad try.
Kobi.
Right. Okay, and that's pretty standard too. So what ends up happening is, because we can't get him to respond to his name, we can't get his attention, then trying to do anything else after that is wasted, right? It'd be like trying to talk to your friend and they're on the phone. You need to like get their attention first. You got to get them off the phone, and then you can like make plans for whatever. So we're gonna need some name work for sure, because that will help a long ways with everything else, right? Because you need to be able to get his attention on command, by saying his name first, and him knowing and understanding his name. Because then if like he starts drifting, for example, and you're like Kobi, and he's just like gone, right? The whatever you do after that doesn't matter. All right. And especially with huskies, if you let the leash go, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being he'll just stay here and hang out with us, and 10 being we'll never ever see him again, what do you think he falls on that?
7.
Not like 6, 7. I mean, like I've had him. So like my mom, he won't let me do it anymore. But like my mom has a big field kind of like by where she lives.
Oh, nice.
So but it's not enclosed.
So you've had some off leash.
And so I would let him off there, and he would play with my sister's dog, but he wouldn't come when I would call him unless I had a treat.
Okay.
And so I would like come, like, and he would see the treat.
What? Getting bored, huh?
But then he would come like when he saw the treat. But a lot of times it was like running after him and because I have a harness on him sometimes, and like I could grab his harness. But he wouldn't like just run away.
Okay, that's good too. So I'd probably put him at like a 6, 7. Maybe even higher, just because we can call his name till it's blue and he's not gonna respond. So that's part of the issue too.
And when he was a little bit younger, I did try to work with him on like come command, and so I was working, but I just stopped. So he probably just kind of went away.
Aww.
But it was working for a while when he was younger.
Okay, that's good.
It just wasn't consistent.
That'll be the last thing too, is we'll try to make I make the videos every day, so that way you guys can see the training process that we do, and hopefully by the end of it too, or during, if you have any questions while you're watching the videos, you can let me know. We can make adjustments. But eventually we want to try to find exercises and things that are easy for you guys to do at home, right? So that way it's easier, instead of having to think about, oh man, he's gonna rush out the door or something, having that routine in place and being like, okay, we're always gonna do it this way first until it becomes routine and habit for you, and it's not an extra thing. Same with the food and leave it. A big part of that, man, this is a list. And so like a big part of that too is when you go back home, you want to make sure that you're as controlled at first as possible. luckily you guys don't have any kids and stuff, because usually that's where families have a hard time, is like the little kids leaving out their snacks and stuff.
Yeah.
But it'll be up to you to make sure that there isn't food on the counter, you know, when you're not supervising him or when you're not practicing him, because it'd be the same thing as like an alcoholic going to, you know, rehabilitation in AA, and then he goes back home, he opens the fridge, it's like, oh, there's a 6-pack there. Oh, sorry about that, Tommy, I forgot. Yeah, exactly. You know, and it'll get easier over time and with practice.
Is there, with like the, because the cat food is, I mean, is that something that can be helped? Like, I mean, if we have cat food out, he will gulp it down within like seconds.
Right. We can try to get him to leave it, but unless you're, you know, if it's always there free, then that wouldn't be good. What I usually recommend for families that is to just feed the cats in a separate room that he doesn't have access to.
Yeah.
Right? So that way you can just cut it off.
And that's what we've been doing. What happens is, like, you know, sometimes, well, last night he broke into the room. So yeah, last night he like.
So that's a different problem altogether.
He broke into the room so he can open doors.
Oh wait, he can open doors?
Yeah, he can open doors. Yeah. It's only like
the handle one.
If it's a handle.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, if you do lock it, I don't know. I think last night I thought I locked the door, but like, I mean, I don't see how you could unlock the door, but.
Right.
Yeah.
So that might be consistency on your end, right?
Yeah.
Just making sure that after you're done with the, you know, cat room and the food, that you close and lock the door, or just, you know, spend $15 at the Lowe's and get a rotating one so you don't have to worry about it.
He broke into, like, that's what, I mean, we had it separate. Last night he broke into the cat room.
Yeah.
And so.
Because that's the thing with puppies, is that they're a lot of work, and especially this breed in general. Because you're gonna need to mentally stimulate him.
Yeah.
Like, you can't physically tire him out like some of the other puppies and stuff. So
he's
that's
playing like Witch Hand with him.
There you go.
Yeah. You know, I try to like look up like mental stimulating stuff to do with him.
We'll find some good exercises and toys maybe too.
I mean, I don't know if it's like, so outside we have a yard, and you know, we'll go out there, but if he's out there alone, he won't go play. He'll just like sit on the deck and
just chill. Okay.
Yeah, and then like, or cry to come in.
Okay.
But like, if we're out there with him, he'll play.
Gotcha.
So I don't know if it's something like where he can be like, he'll learn to play on his own.
He gets bored easily too, you can tell.
He does, yeah.
Man, okay.
And then he'll pass out, you know, if he does go outside, like when we play, he'll pass out for like 1 or 2 hours, and then he gets back up and he's like ready to go.
Right.
Yeah, he's a lot of work. I mean.
Yeah. And it just depends on the pup, especially with this leash behavior here. Like, so one thing that we'll work on together, right, is that when he does pull, he's just not allowed to make any more progress. Even if we're going in the same direction, which is the hardest part for people, because when you're walking home and you're almost home or something, and he starts pulling you the rest of the way, you have to stop, you have to redirect, you have to do something other than letting him make progress while there's pressure on that leash. Because as long as he does that, he knows all I have to do is just keep trying. All I have to do is just keep going. I just have to try harder, right? And he'll give up, right? Like here, right? He's gonna keep backing up, and there you go, good. You want him to give up, right?
Okay.
You don't give up and be like, all right, fine, let's go.
Yeah.
Because that's how he wins.
It reinforces it for me.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah.
but that's how you win.
Like him submitting.
Yeah, exactly. He has to give up, and that's what puppies have to do a lot of times, because they'll test you, and if you pass the test, if you pass the test, you're good. If you fail the test, then you know he can have his way with you. So
yeah, and he's smart. Like, you like huskies are smart, so it's like.
My first pup was a husky.
Oh, but this is our first pup, and then I read that like
it's a terrible
first-time dog owner.
Yeah, no, that's
so I was like, I need to do training.
Needless to say, we learned a lot. So, but yeah, it's not for the inexperienced, but they can make great pups too. So
he is very neat.
There you go.
Yeah. Hey.
So as soon as he bites down, tell him no.
Tell him no.
Yeah. Or just let him know some sort of marker, right? As soon as he, right. So that's a good marker. But if he doesn't listen to that, then you have to move on to another one, right? We'll find something that makes impact. Is a good way of saying it, right? So if Ow isn't making impact anymore and he's still biting, then you have to do something else.
Try something new.
Yeah,
his crate. I mean, we just started like using a crate with him like
Oh yeah, this is not a crate breed for sure.
Well, he stays and he doesn't try to break. Well, no, he hasn't really tried to break out, but he cries. He'll try to talk the whole time, and then you feel bad, and you're like,
That's actually pretty natural. Usually huskies will try to break out of crates.
that's what that's what everyone's told me, and that's what I thought was gonna happen. And this is like not a metal crate,
Oh, that's
so
good.
it's mesh, but like he chills in it. I don't know what.
That's
yeah.
good. But being at 6 months, he's still like maternally connected to you guys, so I wouldn't call it separation anxiety yet. It's still at that point where he's supposed to be supervised. He's supposed to be near parents, near friends and stuff.
Okay.
He doesn't want to be alone, right? And also because he's going to be bored, right? He wants engagement and everything. It's usually later on, like after they mature, just like with kids, right? You hit that teenage stage. Now you don't want to hang out with mom anymore. You don't even want to be around the house, right? And it's at that stage and beyond when they're supposed to be growing up and being more independent that now they're still freaking out when when you leave, or they're destructive and they tear stuff up because you're not around. Then that would go into the more of the category of like separation anxiety. I think he just wants somebody to be there. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I mean he freaks out.
Yeah, you freak out.
And especially like like I said, if he's outside and he sees us like inside, especially like if we're sitting close or something, he's like, I have to be a part of this, or
Gotcha.
yeah.
All right. Whew. Okay. Got the work cut out for me. Because usually what I try to do is fix one behavior really good. Like we'll be able to have a pup leave it and be able to have real human food and walk away. That usually takes about a week. And then like leash walking, I've had a Doberman before that was 2 that pulled like a mule. That took almost the 2 weeks. So we're gonna have to try to work on everything, see what's making progress, see what needs more attention, see what I have. So that way I don't waste time trying to work on something that's gonna take too long, right? At least try to get you started. But I'll keep you guys updated, and we're gonna still try our best to do everything. I mean, it's a puppy anyways, and like I said, a lot of the exercises, I'll try to combine them, and you'll see in the videos, so it actually touches multiple behaviors.
Yeah, I think for me, it's like the jumping, it's the biting, it's the not.
As you being a puppy, oh my goodness, are you being a puppy? Are you being a puppy?
It's like we've looked so forward to like a break from him, but we're also gonna miss him so much.
Are you guys gonna be in town to join us on the sessions? You going on vacation?
No, we'll be here. I mean, I know a lot of people do that when they
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, I know. I think they mentioned like there's like at least one time we have to come.
Yeah, minimum.
Okay.
But you're always
for more.
Yeah, especially if you miss them, and then it'll help too, especially like walking behavior, so that way you guys get practice with me and him, right? Because it's always going to be one thing if he walks well with me. Sometimes it'll be a completely different thing if he walks well with you guys.
Right.
We just want to make sure that the behaviors are transferring over, because that's part of the value of the training. It's not just like him going to like a repair shop and getting a new part in and he's fixed and he's good. Sometimes it's also you guys getting to like sign up for a scholarship, get to learn the process, get to learn how to help him out, and then also partly the psychology aspect of it. You sit down, you talk to him, you figure out what you're going to need to do and how long it's going to take and what's going to help out. So it's like a combination of all those 3 things. Some things are an easy fix, swap out a part, good to go. Some things like anxiety cases, that's more like the psychology. And then the other thing like the tuition is just like if you want to do service work or other things that you're going to need to take all the basic concepts that you had and then learn to apply more advanced ones to it. All right. Do you have anything for me? I know there's a lot.
No. I mean, so we'll get updates and everything on his progress. And you said we can go. What are the sessions are every day, or is there like a time?
Oh, what you would just do is coordinate with me.
Okay.
At least 1 or 2 days in advance.
Okay.
Because I'll be working with him every day anyways.
Okay.
But you just want to make sure that you don't come by when I'm out working with another dog.
Right.
Luckily for his case, that's not too bad. But I have like clients too.
Yeah.
But I usually only do 1 client a day.
Okay.
And then he'll be working with me anywhere from 3 to 5 sessions, depending on like shorter formal exercises like recall and walking and things like that, and then longer social exercises like going to the park and going around town and learning to come back from distractions.
Okay.
That usually takes a while because travel time,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And plus, you don't want to just go out somewhere and just spend 30 minutes. Yeah. Usually when we get out somewhere, we'll be doing the social activities for like an hour, hour and a half or so.
Okay.
But normal drills and stuff in the court and stuff, usually that's like half an hour to an hour.
Perfect.
Do you need us to grab his food? I think she brought a crate.
Yeah.
I got a crate, so
You
you're
got a
good
crate?
on that.
Okay.
If he has a bed, we can throw that in. If not, that's fine.
Okay.
And what I usually do is I'll pause this if nobody has any more questions.
No.
All right, so I'll pause. All right, so Sept had mentioned about smaller pups and humping and being too much, so just gonna keep an eye on that here during the evaluation. Wanted a little bit more room away from everybody else too. I'll probably do the same with a couple other pups just walking around, so you can see a little bit there. Trying to paw back in. Good. Good girl. Come. And she's trying to submit. There you go. See how he does here? There you go. So now she's actually playing. Oh, got stepped on. Oh, hey, how's it going? Oh, who's that? Oh my gosh, we're joining the party. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good.
Is this a new one?
Yeah, this is a new one. His name's Kobi.
Oh, he looks so cool.
He's just a 6-month-old puppy too. Oh my gosh, how did you get over her leash? You are insane. Kobi! How you guys doing?
Good. How you doing? Man?
Good. Oh, let's get out of the room. Just trying to do the evaluation with the other pups here. Oh, might have another friend for her.
Yeah.
They come and go.
Right.
There you go. I'll let you step. There you go. Oh. Ah.
You gonna tie that man funny?
There you go. Yeah, I think they're gonna be great too. Oh, there you go. Yeah, he's pretty. There you go.
It's the same temperament and everything.
Go get him. Oh my goodness. Good boy. I know. Hold on, Dutch. Hold on. You're gonna make me fall. There you go. All right. Oh no. Oh, good girl. Man, that just really goes. She goes hard and trying to jump up there. All right. You guys, we gotta let him go home. You guys have a good one.
I'm off tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Let me know if Kobe wants to wear it in the yard.
There you go. Yeah, I can help you clean up the yard too.
No, that's all good. I'll do it. Just let me know.
Yeah, definitely. I got a couple pups leaving, so it'll just be her, or it'll just be him for a while. So tomorrow will be good for that.
Yeah, I know. Like that'd be perfect.
All right, I'll talk to you later. I'll shoot you a text. All right, making friends already. This is Miss Zoe. She's the puppy for the neighbor right there. Good pup. All right. At least that also helped to distract from the humping over here. Good boy. Good pee-pee. And so that's also something to note, right? Is like the reason why he might be having urinary accidents or pees in the house is he didn't really go all the way there. And most of the time pups will have something in reserve. And so it'll be good before leaving him, unattended at all, to make sure to watch him while you're out and he's peeing, so that way he's actually empty. Sometimes you'll see them lift up or try to mark or pee, and then nothing comes out or just a couple drips, and then you're good until he, of course, goes back in. Right, see, like right there, goes back in, and then gets the water bowl and kind of refills. Just have to keep that in mind. But no, that was good. At least we're getting a couple good spots for him to mark that are close by. Right? We want him to have quick access to good potty areas. We'll make it easy for the routine. There you go. See? So when she yelps, right? he's supposed to stop and make some space for. There you go. There you go. She's trying to hold her own. Good girl. Oh, good kisses. There you go. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and give her a break and walk him with the other pups, so that way they can meet too and get some energy and excitement out. Oh my goodness. All right. It's a family-friendly channel now. Come on, let's go.